Oh shit, just hit my mic really hard. I don't want to do that. Ooh, fighting game slop. Yippee, I haven't done one of these in a while. Invincible Versing Invincible. This game's been out for roughly a week now. A little bit less than that, actually, I think. And reviews on this game are fairly mixed. You go to Steam and it's mostly positive, which is pretty bad. Like, mostly positive is like 70, 80%. And this game, I really didn't have a lot of like high hopes for when it was first announced and first introduced. The graphics were like really fucking rough around the edges. It looked like shovelware. There was the one thing where they had the bios on the website and fucking bulletproof. They like copy and pasted the bio, but they pasted it twice. People were memeing on that. And it was just very unclear what this game was or what it was going to be and how it was going to turn out. And I really wasn't anticipating anything for this. I really haven't been anticipating anything at all. And I'm by no means a fan of modern fighting games. And I've learned at this point not to get my hopes up or not to anticipate anything, because surely I'll be let down. And this game seemed like something I had no interest in. But I've been playing it. I've been playing it pretty much this whole week since it's dropped. And I feel like I've gotten an understanding of this game and its mechanics. I feel like I understand this game through and through. I got, not to brag, I was playing the top 500. To be fair, not like that means much, because this game has like 30k players total or something like that. That doesn't mean that much, but top 500 is still not nothing. As well as, you know, the ranks need to take time to inflate a little bit more and all of that. And it's like week one, it's like, who cares? But still, it's not nothing. And it's not bad for, you know, an amateur Tekken player who can't fucking stand versus games and like, you know, shit with like air dashes and stuff. I don't really want to call this an anime game, but, you know, a versus game. I don't like fucking versus games. But given the general rundown of this game and my basic thoughts, is the best way I can describe this game is it feels like a game made by people who know how to play fighting games for those who don't. And what I mean by this is the game is simple. There isn't like complicated or like hard to time like links or combos or anything like that. Pretty much the way that it works is like, I mean, you can just press like any button in sequence, and like the way it works is like every button is kind of like a target combo, as long as you just haven't pressed the button already before within that, like, I guess, combo, right? So you can just, you know, jab medium into heavy, or however the notation you want to do it, or like jab, you know, crouch medium, stand heavy, crouch heavy, launch, and then, you know, jab medium heavy, and then spike or whatever, which would be like, I don't know, 2H if you want to talk in like, I don't know, I guess more anime notation, or like down heavy or whatever, right? However you want to do the annotation. So this game is and of course, a lot of that is also character dependent and like range dependent and stuff like that. So the game is like loose, you can say. It's designed for the average person to not have to like, you know, look up like a combo tutorial or whatever. You can just press buttons and it's very intuitive. You can just figure it out. It's easy, it's simple. And even if you don't know the optimal combos or never looked up a combo or never even played the character before, you can figure it out pretty easily. The whole game, I was mostly running Duplicate, Alan, and then Invincible. But I did switch it up from now and then. I played a little bit of Thula. I played a little bit of Conquest as well. And like, I didn't look up gameplay for those characters at all. I didn't look up anything. I just played the game. I thought they looked interesting gameplay wise. I clicked on them, clicked around some buttons in training mode, and then went into ranked. And I felt like it was very intuitive to learn and pick up every single character. And of course, there's a lot more like optimal combos and stuff like that than just like, light, medium, heavy, special into launch or whatever, and into light, medium, heavy, special into spike, and then, you know, super, or however you want to do it. There's more optimal combos. You can do funnier shit, certainly funnier shit with characters like Conquest that can do 1,000 damage with no assist, and just using the EX boost meter or whatever for his fucking hold medium punch shit. God, that shit rage baits me. And now everybody's doing it. I saw one guy do it. I uploaded a video like being like, bro, this is fucking some bullshit. He can do 600 damage raw. And then if he EX boosts it, he can reset the meter thing with mid combo, and then do like another fucking 300 damage and just TOD you using half his meter. And now I just every fucking game I see now, it's just Conquest, and then you get hit, and then just boom, 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 boom. Fuck, it's insufferable, but it's still funny nonetheless. What I was scared about when first seeing it just like the first like raw gameplay footage months back when it was first announced and stuff like that, was like, this game is shovelware. I have no anticipation for it. I don't care about this shit at fucking all. And this was like, you know, after Tekken 8 Season 2 patch. This was after a lot of just, I fucking hate Street Fighter 6. I hate Tekken 8. I've hated Strive since its release. I've hated all of these games since their release. And it's just like, I am apathetic to these games. You know, I don't go to locals consistently anymore at this point. I don't go to events or majors or anything. I don't partake in tournaments anymore. I don't do shit. So I'm like, my give a fuck meter is at 0. It's like below 0. I give minimum shits about this game, and I'm like, this game's just going to be shovelware fucking dog shit. At best, this game is going to be fucking more on cockbat, and nothing in it is going to make sense. But the characters did make sense. When playing this game, not only like, you know, I played through the story, which is like an hour long, so it's nothing, and like ranked and stuff like that. And like trying out all the characters in training mode and stuff like that, instantly, I felt like the characters were simple. You know, a lot of characters for each button had only like, you know, 2 moves. They have like their stand, you know, jab, crouch jab, stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, and then like stand heavy, crouch heavy. Maybe they'll have a command normal or 2, and then they'll have like 3 special moves and the EXs that follow with that, right? So super simple. A lot of these characters are having like, you know, 9, 10 moves tops, and then whatever air normals as well. It was clear that like every single character on the roster, like there was a clear purpose that the devs wanted from them. There was a clear function and design, and a game plan that was already thought out and developed ahead of time, which is something that like I fear from like, you know, games by, you know, fighting games made by people who don't play fighting games or didn't know anything, especially like you go to old games, right? Like I play random shit on Fightcade, you know, old KOFs, or like, you know, like Rage of the Dragons, or like even some more obscure things. Like I was just recently, like a week or 2 ago, I was playing Avengers Galactic Storm, or like Daraku Tenchi, or fucking Groove on Fight is something else, right? You go to these games where it's like they're still trying to discover things. People don't really know the fighting game formula. People don't know how to play fighting games. These devs don't know what they're doing, like old fighting games or maybe indie fighting games. And it's like, the issue is these characters don't have a game plan. They don't have an intention. Like these games, they're just throwing things at the wall. They're throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks, right? And the characters that we have today, like in more modern fighting games with like a complete game plan and stuff like that, it's derivative of stuff that's been before, right? It's evolutions of characters and seeing what works, seeing what sticks. And we have our modern fighting games now with like clear characters with a clear game plan and stuff like that. But there's 20 other, there's, you know, like Brian has a complete game plan, or at least like in Tekken, I fucking can't stand how he works in Tekken 8, but like Tekken 7, Brian, complete game plan. He's got his like 5 keep out moves and stuff like that, and there's like a developed character that makes sense and things like that. But you go to like previous games, you go to Tekken 6, you go to Tekken, you know, 5DR and stuff like that, and it's just like there's a lot, he just has moves. He doesn't have a game plan, he just has moves, right? That's what I'm trying to say. These characters have a game plan, even with just so few moves and being so simple. And the scary part about like characters being so simple is you think like, okay, well, all these characters are super simple, right? And the problem with like simple is like, how can you make a bunch of different characters on the roster that are so simple, yet make them feel different, right? How can you make these characters feel different, have different gameplay and different game plans that like make sense and are understandable, especially since like you look at the roster and it's like half the characters on the roster, their powers are exactly the same. They fly and they hit people really fucking hard, right? Which no doubt is a problem with just the Invincible IP, because that's half the characters in the comic or the show or whatever, right? Is just they fly and they hit people super fucking hard. But they did a really good job of this. Despite being a simple game, despite being limited with very few moves, every single character felt different while still having a game plan. Another thing I also like about this game is that it felt like everybody was still playing the same game. Now, the game it's a tag fighter and a shitty tag fighter, and I don't really like how the like tag system works, but like there's understandings of like a risk reward with the tag, whether they do the tag break and whatnot, right? You go in, you hit them, and then, you know, you go in and you do your super or whatever and you tag, and the 50-50 or like 50-50 there, the like mix up is like, oh, do you commit to the tag, which then they can tag break or counter tag or whatever it's called, and then it knocks you back full screen and you return to neutral. Sometimes you can be fucked in the corner and it'll like knock you into the corner and then they get okie, but it's like whatever. Or do you try to feint the tag, and if they try to tag counter, then you get a full combo. It cuts off all their purple life, and they just get fucked, right? And they get trolled. And you can essentially, like, theoretically, you can keep guessing and looping it over and over again. But if you feint and they don't do anything, then they get a full combo on you. So the risk reward is in your favor as the person on offense to always just commit to the tag and not keep feinting. If you keep feinting, then down a 50-50 split, more often than not, it's going to be worse as the aggressor because they don't get anything. You just return back to neutral. In most circumstances, there are exceptions to this, but in most circumstances, you return back to neutral. We go back, we're playing neutral again, and then that's the game, right? So I like that. I like that from the devs. I like that there's a mechanic that is very simplistic and easy to understand. While I don't really like it, because I don't even like the concept of like air dashing or like fucking tags and stuff like that. But that's the game that it is, and I have to accept that and I have to understand that. It's not Tekken. If I designed an Invincible fighting game, it would be fucking Tekken. So I'm able to bite certain things, but for what it is, it makes sense. Every mechanic in this game makes sense, you know? And I feel like every single character, well, the game isn't my favorite. Every single character is still playing the same game, and that's what I like. Even in games like Tekken or Street Fighter or any fighting game, right? There's a lot of characters where it's like, there's a lot of characters where the way they're designed is so fucking stupid, and you're just playing their retarded fucking minigame, right? Like, they're not real characters. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Lucky Chloe's not a fucking real character. Xiao Yu is not a fucking real character. You're not playing Tekken when you play these characters. You're not playing Tekken when you're playing fucking Geese Howard, especially, or Kuma or some shit, right? You know, you play a game like Street Fighter 4 or something, and you got characters like fucking like El Fuerte and shit as well. Or like a Sea Viper. My fucking brother plays Sea Viper. It's the most insufferable thing ever. It's like, these are not real characters, right? They're not playing the same game as the majority of the roster. They're not playing Street Fighter. They're not playing Tekken. You're playing their stupid fucking mini game, and you're playing their stupid fucking bullshit. And I felt like it didn't really feel like any characters were that. Like, there were zoners, there were grapplers, there were mix-up characters that were strong in certain areas, but at a fundamental level, I feel like I was still interacting with my opponent on the same way that they were, no matter what character they were playing, right? I am never interacting with a Rufus or an El Fuerte the same way that they are interacting with me, because I'm playing their minigame. That's what I'm doing, right? And that's why those characters are fucking insufferable. But I felt like I was interacting with both characters. Now, there are some things that like I felt like weren't very interactive, like the boost dash. I just hate that mechanic. I think that shit should be just fucking gone. Speaking of minigame characters, Makoto, I hope that bitch never ends up in a Street Fighter. I am certainly never fucking playing Street Fighter 6 if Makoto ever gets announced, even though I already don't play it. But like the EX boost dash, the boost dash, or whatever you want to call it, right? You hold down the special boost button, and then if you dash, you can either dash backwards or dash forwards, and your guy will flash orange, and will get like a super dash, right? They'll move super fast across the screen, and it differs from certain characters, and the movement differs a lot from certain characters. Like I said, I was playing Duplicate, Alan, and Invincible most of the time I was playing. And one of the fucking most frustrating things is I would run into games like a character like you play somebody like Invincible, or you play Anissa, or you play Child Support Proof or something like that, like one of these like higher mobility characters. If they use their super dash, they'll literally just go full screen instantly, forward or back, right? They could be right up next to you, nips to nips next to you, and then boost dash backwards, and then they're all the way at the back of the screen instantly, just like that, right? They could be all the way at the complete back of the screen, complete left side of the screen or right side of the screen or whatever. You could be stretching out the screen on the other end. Boost dash, boom, they're just right here, right? And it allows like a lot of people, and the moment I saw it, like the moment I started playing it, I saw it, like even in training mode, and I'm like, this is going to be a fucking problem. You could literally just play characters like Anissa or whatever, and then just like whiff punish shit from full fucking screen, or just force people in the 50s full fucking screen, or like just, you know, do whatever. And that's what I saw. It didn't take very long until like people are starting to do that, where it's like motherfuckers will literally just play this, sit full screen, have you chase them, and then like instantly like fucking just like jump scare you at any point, put you into a guess where when you're not expecting it, or just fucking you just do anything and then whiff punish you or whatever. It's fucking insufferable. And the big issue is like, it's one thing, because like if I'm playing Invincible or I'm playing Alan, Alan's got a pretty good boost dash as well, despite being a fairly slow character. His boost dash still works. It still goes full screen. It's just a bit slower. Like I can play catch up, and I can interact with an Anissa or an Invincible stalling like that. I can interact with that, and it makes sense to do so. If I'm playing Duplicate, no fucking way. Like, it's not that bad. If every character had a boost dash that was like went full screen, maybe not as fast, but like went full screen, I can interact with that. I can interact with a stalling Anissa as Alan There is no fucking world I can do so with Duplicate. She does not have an air dash. She moves at like 1/3 of the speed. Her EX boost dash moves about like 1/3 of the screen to like 1/2 of the screen. And this just moves the whole fucking screen instantly, right? I can't interact with them, and I kept having to fucking deal with that. Like, I had one game where like I irked out like the smallest fucking sliver of health with Duplicate. Over something like over fucking Anissa because of that shit. And it was just like it was the most, like, he was walking full screen expecting me to do something. It's like I can't do anything. Like, the fuck am I gonna do? I'm gonna walk you down. I'm gonna fucking, what am I, Brian? I'm gonna walk you down with my fucking famous 3+4 and control space. No, if I walk you down, she can keep dashing backwards. I'll never catch her, even with using my fucking EX boost dash. And even if I get her to the corner, how the fuck do I keep her in the corner? She can, you know, just fuzzy guard slop the whole time. And then EX, the moment she gets a little bit ahead of me, EX boost dash out of the corner in the air, and I'm fucked. And then I have to do it again because I can't keep her in the corner as Duplicate. What, like, the fuck am I gonna do, right? Very annoying, very annoying. I can at least interact, like I said, it's counterable, but you got to play a character that's capable of countering that kind of thing. As well as, like, I felt like, yes, Anissa does that. Yes, Anissa is super fast, but to be fair, like, she suffers in other areas, like her open up potential. She doesn't, like, she's super fast and shit like that, but, like, she doesn't really have, like, a low. All she has her 2S or whatever you want to fucking call it, 2M, crouch medium, whatever, her low. It's like this stomp that is no fucking range, right? That's kind of like, it's an intended weakness for her, you know, speed and mobility and that bullshit, right? Which makes sense. So she kind of has to open you up through other means, like, you know, short hopping or, you know, trying to like instant air, overhead you or whatever the fuck, right? Other than that, there was a lot of other really good stuff about this game. Other than that, like I said, like, a lot of my complaints with the game at the end of the day comes down to a fundamental level of like tag games, which I personally don't like. But like the criticisms I would have of it is like the same criticisms I would have of like MVC, right? And people like MVC. And for those people who like MVC, I'm sure they'll also enjoy this game. I'm just not that person. So who am I to shit on it? Like, that's my thing. Like, I shouldn't shit on something like that. But like this game isn't the same as like committed to this game or like loyal to this game or like this is the greatest game ever. By no means is it, right? But it serves its function. It is what it is. And I just love that it's like, it's simple and it works and it makes sense. The mechanics make sense. There's like some mechanics like the burst mechanic. That's another thing. So you have like a tag assist burst thing where if you hold down the boost button and then press like the tag button, or I think it's both tag buttons, your next guy up will come out and he'll burst, right? And there's not really any way it will push you off them mid combo. It costs 2 boost gauge and then stops you from being able to use both of your assists for like 10 seconds or something along those lines. And there's not really any way you can bait it. Like, you can't bait it, you can't block it and then punish or whatever. It's not like Strive, or like, it's not like Guilty Gear or something like that, or any of these shitty anime games. And fundamentally, on a fundamental level, I hate that shit. I hate, you know, having to think about my shit during my combo. Like, the fuck? I'm hitting my fucking combo, guy. You sit here and you wait, dumb fuck. You got hit. This is your punishment. You know, I hate that where it's like, oh, I don't want to get comboed. And just burst and it's like, whatever, slop, you know? But the downside of it is that their next person will lose half their health. And I feel like this mechanic gave a lot of people frustration. And whenever I play against these like fucking subhuman morons in every single rank, the moment you'd hit somebody, burst, tag burst, and they just do that, right? And what I started doing was I would just use the snapback or the knockout tag or whatever it's called, where it swaps their next character. You need to learn how to use this fucking mechanic. I feel like a lot of people's frustration with this game, and like some of the, like, people are like, this game's so scrubby, this game's for scrubs and stuff like that. Like, if you're not using that mechanic, you're never going to win against some fucking moron, because there were so many people who their whole fucking game plan was unironically this. They had no defense, they had no offense. Literally, all they would do was you'd hit them once, they'd hold on to all their boost gauge, they wouldn't fucking use it at all. You'd hit them once, and then, tag burst. And then they'd swap to another character. And when you swap to another character, you got 3 characters, remember? Right? They would wait out the timer, whatever they have to do. You got 3 characters. Swap to the character who has the most health, who doesn't have all the purple life, right? And then you get all your boost gauge back when you do that. So they can do it again. And I would find people who their whole game plan was they would get hit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? But they would constantly be swapping. They'd be full screen. They would stall. They would swap. And you can't punish that, right? And I would hit them more than they hit me, but they would end up winning. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm just gonna use the fucking knockout mechanic. And I couldn't tell you how many fucking games I had where this is how the game went, right? We start off the game. I go in. I get a hit neutral. Maybe I get a hit round start. Boom, they burst. Okay. You're on my retard list. I hit them again, boom, knockout, swap to the guy who's got a whole bunch of purple life, and then now they're Pikachu face. You just did 50% right there. That's as much as a level 3 super. Use this fucking mechanic. But you gotta get that hit like immediately, right? It'll regen and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. But like a lot of these people have horrible defense. That's why they're using it. So it's like this mechanic seems strong at first, but it's like, it's a scrub crutch. And I can't tell you how many, I had so many 30-second games from just that, where guy would get hit, boom, tag burst, and then I would just hit him again, swap him back. And the problem is, they're losing all their boost gauge, which is definitely big. So they can't do a whole lot. They're losing their assists for like 10 seconds, which really hurts in neutral. It really hurts for their pressure. And it's a scrub. It's scrub, right? As long as you're using this knockout thing, you're golden, right? You're golden. You can punish a lot of their shit. And that's what I liked. All of the mechanics, I felt like there was a way to counter it. There was a way to punish it. There was an intention behind it. It made sense. I love that. I still don't like the mechanic, and it still is very strong. Don't get me wrong. Because if you can't get that hit, like some people will do it as soon as they get hit, but they're actually human beings, and they know how to defend, right? They have good defense. They can block fucking just the most basic duplicate high-lows and stuff like that, right? They're human beings. And it's a little bit harder when that happens, right? When they're actually capable of, when they're actually intelligent people. But that's rare. That's rare. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. This game was surprisingly good. It was surprisingly fun, man. And that's no bullshit. I don't say that lightly. For a guy whose channel is Evil FGC Doomer, I don't say that lightly. But like, it's not a perfect game by any means. It's not the greatest game by any means. Is this the kind of game I'm going to spend my whole life on? No, certainly fucking not. Is this the kind of game that I'm going to money match somebody over? No, certainly fucking not. But would I run a bracket at locals in it? Fuck yeah. Would I play this with somebody as a side game? Yeah. This makes a perfect side game. Dude, I won't even play I fucking hate Third Strike. I won't even play fucking Third Strike as a fucking side game. Fuck that. This game, I would. And I don't like tag games. I wouldn't play MVC. I wouldn't play motherfucking MVC in a side game, dude. MVC fucking sucks. I hate tag games, dude. Yeah, no, I don't know. I just felt like it's a lot of fun. It's easy to learn. It's easy to pick up. If you have like any bit of experience in fighting games whatsoever, you could learn this game inside and out like I said, I felt like I understood all the mechanics in like 3 days. And I felt like I could play like competently. The only things like I wasn't good at is like universal stuff that's like a universal like tag fighter or anime fighter thing, like like triangle dashing and shit like that. Like my triangle dash isn't great because I don't play those kinds of games, but I fuck with this game. I fuck with this game heavy. It's definitely something that's worth learning. It's definitely something that's worth picking up. And like if you enjoy fighting games, if you like fighting games, I recommend learning this game. The only issue with it is it's 50 fucking bones, man. 50 bones. $50. $50 for this fucking game. What? If this was like a $20 or $30 game, no brainer. Pick this shit up if you like fighting games. No fucking brainer. Learn how to play this game. It's a hell of a time. It's easy to learn. It's super simple. Yet works as a fighting game. Yet it's like a real fighting game, And like you can find enjoyment out of this game if you like fighting games. But it's like 50 bones. I don't know if it's worth 50 fucking, but this is not, to me, this is not a $50 game. This is not a $50 game. You're going a little crazy. I still bought it because I'm a little going pay pig, man. But I mean, I would say if you really, really like fighting games, it's worth it. Especially because I know most of you fucking pay pigs, bro. Get out of here. $50. Get the fuck out of here. I know half you fucking pay pigs are paying for the Tekken 8 Season Pass DLC characters, and you're not going to play a single fucking one of them. So don't 50 bones me. Don't 50 bones me. Right? But it's 50 bones. You're asking for a fucking lot, dude. I don't know. I mean, just use your head for this. If you like fighting games, I think this game's worth a try. And then, I don't know, consult your financial advisor, because 50 bones in this economy, whoo, man. Whoo, man. I'm thoroughly surprised. It's not the greatest game ever. No means. No. But it is what it is. And it accomplishes what it needs to do. And like I said, it feels like the best way I can describe this game is it feels like a fighting game made by people who know how to play fighting games, who actually know how to play fighting games, who've played Guilty Gear, who've played Street Fighter, who've played King of Fighters, who've played MVC and stuff like that, who know what makes a good character and what makes a good fighting game. And I like the mix-up characters. You give mix-up characters hard knockdowns. That's what I like, right? The characters that are intended to, be mix-ups and stuff like that, you give them hard knockdowns, and it's like the characters have purposes, and they make sense. I love that. I love that to death. Some other minor issues that I just want to get out of the way. The projectiles are fucking chonky. I hate the way the projectiles work in this game. You can't, instant air dash over them, like Rexplode's projectile, or, like Cecil shit, or, like, a lot of these, more zoner type characters. You can't fucking, instant air dash over them. They're so fucking chonky. Even just, normal jumping and then air dashing, you'll get clipped by shit all the fucking time. And I just hate how big and fat and chonky these fucking projectiles are. It is so obnoxious. And I wish they were just a little bit slimmer, especially because you got tag, the tag mechanics. So a lot of people would just, as well as one button supers. Fuck, I didn't even mention that. You got one button supers, which I don't like either. So Rexplode, the way a lot of people play with him is they'll zone with him and stuff like that. And if you ever get hit by a projectile, or same thing with Cecil, you ever get hit by a projectile, boom, the super. It's harder, honestly, with Cecil because his lights thing is a really slow moving projectile. But literally you could just, or even fucking Omni Dad, man, or you can just tag and stuff like that. And you're putting in tag, you're getting put into the mix up with tag because they could follow that up with a combo, or they can fate and stuff like that. It's a mix up that's technically not in their favor. But at the end of the day, if people are willing to risk their life on that and guess on that on a fucking projectile, there's nothing I hate more than taking a full fucking combo off a projectile. Same thing with Adam Eve. You'd Adam Eve assist. I get hit and it's fuck me. Oh. Time to eat this fat conquest dick. That's that's what we're doing here, man. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's frustrating. The chunky projectiles irritate me, but that's a minor thing. And then other than that, no inputs. And I'm the kind of guy, I'm a gatekeeping motherfucker, right? I'm the kind of fucking guy to cry and whine oh, they're simplifying inputs. I hate modern controls. I'm a bitch like that. I don't like those kinds of things, but at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. As long as everybody's playing by the same rules and stuff like that, I don't care. This discourse is always so dumb where it's should there be motion inputs? Should there not be motion inputs? And then when people's only, when retarded boomers and stuff like that, their only argument is there should be motion inputs because it's skill, or it's blah, 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 blah. That's not, or it's oh, it's just because it's simple or whatever. It's that's not an argument, that's not really an argument. That doesn't really make, it's just, I don't know. I just think that's stupid. And nobody who disagrees with you is going to understand your perspective when you don't have a real argument, when all you have is just well, you're just a scrub if you don't want to do the fucking DP motion or whatever the fuck, which you are. I will agree with that, but nobody's gonna understand. Nobody's the response then is going to be from fucking retarded Strive players is okay, whatever, boomer, I don't want to do motion inputs because I'm a fucking scrub, boomer. You're just, yeah, I don't know, it's just stupid. And it's when that's the discourse, that's not interesting, that's not riveted, that's stupid. But I don't like simplification overall, because I do think there is value in order to have things that are difficult. The harder something is to land, or the harder there's something to master or understand, then the more satisfying it is when you get. I play Brian, and getting taunt back 4 off a nice taunt setup, or hitting a satisfying combo or something like that, or anything technically difficult, or good timing. I also like playing Yuri and stuff like that, hitting a good Aegis setup, hitting those perfect fucking charges and stuff like that on your things. Those things are technical and they're difficult to do. That's not something you can just pick up and learn instantly. I would say that there's nothing in this game that's super fucking technical that you can't just pick up and learn instantly, other than fundamental stuff like triangle dashing and things like that. But this game isn't very technical, right? You don't have shit like that. You don't have frame 1 links and things like that. You don't have crazy fucking unblockable setups, like Zato setups and stuff like that. You don't have anything fucking super crazy in this game, you know. And there isn't even like DPs and shit. And I think there is some satisfaction. Like a lot, I play mostly Sagat in like Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5, or my main Street Fighter 5 is Urian. But like I do play some Sagat in Street Fighter 5, but like Street Fighter 4, I mainly just play Sagat and then some Rolento. But like Sagat, it's just, you know, you just fireball a DP slap and there's some satisfaction in getting that DP. You know, there's some satisfaction in the motion. I think that kind of thing shouldn't be diminished. Not to mention also, there's balancing mechanics. Like, there is a balancing reason behind having long motion inputs. There's a balancing reason behind having double quarter circle, right? Having one button supers is fucking retarded. I'll die on this hill. Having one button DPs is fucking retarded. And like, there's a reason for this. There's a reason for this. But like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. And I don't like the general aspect of video games as a whole, not just fighting games, but video games across the board throughout the industry being simplified and easier. And I feel like this is a trend with video games overall recently, is like, game devs and game companies are so scared of you having a bad experience that they won't let you have a good experience, right? Like, same thing can be said about like Call of Duty scoreboard discourse, right? Like, a lot of games now hide scoreboards mid-match or hide scoreboards in general. And the thing is it's like the reason is like to prevent bullying and harassment and stuff like that, and people with low scoreboards and stuff like that. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like a few years back, Call of Duty had this massive thing where it hid the scoreboard entirely. You could never see the scoreboard, even after the game, which a lot of games hide scoreboards after the game, right? But it's like, you're so scared of me having a bad experience, of being the guy at the bottom of the scoreboard, and then people, you know, roasting me or whatever, or even like a game like Deadlock. I played Deadlock recently, instead of fighting games. I fucking hate modern fighting games. I can't tell you how many times I have to say that. But they hide the scoreboard after the end of the game. And so even something like that, you might still feel bad when you see you're the guy at the bottom of the scoreboard. But it's like, but sometimes I want to be the guy at the top of the scoreboard. I'm not always going to be the guy at the bottom of the scoreboard. Sometimes I'm the guy at the top, and it feels good to be the guy at the top. And just industry-wide, I really don't like this idea that that devs are so scared of you having a bad experience, they won't let you have a good one. And the same thing goes for like execution and stuff like that. Yeah, like, you know, links can be difficult or whatever, like tight links and things like that can be difficult, but at the end of the day, you know, it feels good to hit them too. And if they're just, you know, I just pop, 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 and I can just mash it, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. I don't know. That's really all I have to say. I don't really have much else to say about this game. There are some reviews. I did want to go over reviews for this game because they're kind of funny, but I think I've rambled enough. I think that's something for another day. I'll make that a separate video. Why not? But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy this game. I don't like giving like how good is this game on a 1 out of 10 scale, like most reviews and stuff like that, because I feel like every game has nuance, and this game has its place. Definitely has its place, and it definitely has its understanding. And it's fun. It's fun. It makes sense. It's not incoherent bullshit where it's like, why would the devs put this in? It makes sense for what it is. It serves its purpose, and it serves it well. And, you know, all I can say is, at the end of the day, this game's not perfect, but it's better than Tekken 8, it's better than Strive, and I would say it's better than Street Fighter 6, but at the end of the day, I've rage baited enough for today. So, yeah, that's about it. Peace.